For the next 10 minutes or so, I'm going to be going over how we are able to use Google Ads to generate over $2 million in revenue for about $457,000 in ad spend for a moving company, generating them a 473% return on ad spend. So the first thing that I'm going to cover is one, how do we actually track this? And then I'll briefly go over kind of some of the campaigns we're running and how the Google ad account is structured. But the most important piece of this is how are we tracking this? Okay, so we are not in the CRM, trying to manually map data to campaigns and cross-reference all these different data points to see, okay, Bob Smith completed a move, and using a UTM, we can see he came from Google Ads. We're not doing any of that manual legwork per se. What we are doing is using Google Ads offline conversion imports, and we are importing data from our CRM back into the Google Ads account, and Google Ads is matching that data to people that have clicked ads. And there are two ways that this is happening. One of them that I'm going to go over first is somebody clicks a Google ad. They then fill out the web form submission. So there's a form on the website to get a quote for a move. So somebody is filling out that web form. And how we're tracking this is using Google Tag Manager on the website, and we have what's called enhanced conversions set up. Now, if you're not familiar with enhanced conversions, this is basically what it does. So it allows you to track offline conversions without using UTMs and without using a Google Click ID. Okay, so this is what's happening with enhanced conversions. A user clicks an ad and they arrive on your website. A user then fills out the form on your website and becomes a lead for your business. Our website, using enhanced conversions, sends Google hashed lead information. Okay, so Google sees Bob Smith at Gmail filled out the form. Google hashes that data into a long string of numbers and characters, and Google stores that data in a hashed format. We then store the lead, Bob Smith, in our CRM. And then when Bob Smith converts into a lead and becomes a paying customer, we take Bob Smith's email and we send it back to Google. But first, we have to hash that information, and then we send it back to Google. And then Google says, okay, we have this hashed value that matches this hashed value. That's Bob Smith. He clicked an ad. We tell Google that's how much the job is worth, and then that is uploaded into the ad account. So what's happening here for web form submissions in a short format is somebody's clicking an ad, they're filling out the form. Enhanced conversions is storing that person's information in a hashed format. We are then storing that lead information in the CRM. Once they convert into a paying customer, we take them and we put them into this Google Sheet, and it hashes the email and phone number. We have our conversion name that I'll get to in a minute, and the value. Those are the important parts, okay? So then what we do is we go into our Google Ad account, and we go under Uploads here, and we upload this spreadsheet. And it's important to keep in mind that this spreadsheet is containing every single person from their CRM, regardless of where they came from, and we are sending all of that data back to Google, okay? And then Google's doing their job and using the hashed information to match users that clicked an ad so that we are able to attribute a return on ad spend from form submissions. So in this case here, we can see we've generated approximately $1.27 million in revenue just from people who have filled out the form on the website. Now, the other piece to this is phone calls, okay? So customer searches on Google, they see a Google ad, they can call you one of three ways. One, they can be on their desktop, they click your ad, they go to your website, then they pull out their phone, they see the phone number on your website, they type in that phone number, and they call you, okay? There's the call-only ads directly in Google search results, and there's the call extension that are directly in Google search results. All three of these use what's called Google forwarding numbers, dynamic number insertion. There's a few different terms for it. But basically what Google is doing is they are switching out your actual business phone number for a number that they generate that forwards to your number. So Google is able to record the call data, okay? So they can see what phone number called you, what date and time that call occurred at, and how long the call lasted for. So we have people clicking our Google ads and calling us in these 3 different ways. Those people are then created in the CRM with their phone number, and then later on, they convert into a paying customer. Okay, so this is the same process as the form submissions, where now what we're doing, we have another spreadsheet where it's all of the call information. Okay, so we have our CRM, we have all of these calls that we've gotten. We say, okay, this phone number 1234, they called us on this date, and on this date, they converted into a paying customer worth this much money. We then take that information, put it into a Google spreadsheet that is provided by Google, and then we're uploading that data back. And similar to the web form submissions, Google is matching that data. So they can say, oh, okay, we see here that phone number 1234 called on this date. This is the call time. And then you're giving us that info that that call later converted into a paying customer at this value. We're sending that data back into the Google Ads account. So we have our 2 conversions here. This is for July. We can see that from the calls that we got from Google Ads and sending the data back after people have converted, that we've generated $191,000 in revenue from calls. And then from web form submissions during that month, we generated $210,000. So basically, this process using Google Enhanced Conversions really eliminates the need to be tinkering around with URMs and Google Click IDs. The call aspect to it is a little bit more complicated to actually track, because basically what happens is once you have the caller's phone number in your CRM, you need to make sure you're logging the time that that call started at, because that's one of the 2 mapping points that Google uses to match callers to your Google Ads. So in total, from following this process, we've generated over $2 million in revenue, and we've spent about $457,000 on ads. And that has resulted in a 473% return on ad spend. And cost of marketing here in total for our advertising services, including ad spend, is around 5%, 5 or 6% for this client. So it's within the realm of being a healthy cost of marketing, and they are generating a good return on ad spend, and the amount of revenue is good. So let's just look quickly at our campaigns here. So they are blurred out, but basically what we've done, because they service a geographical area, it's not countrywide, they serve a specific area. So what we've done is we basically have campaigns for each one of the areas that they serve, and we have ad copy that resonates with that specific area, and then keywords and ad groups that align to that. So I'm not going to dive super deep into the campaign structure. This video was more about the actual tracking, because that's a huge problem we see is there's so many people spending a lot of money on Google Ads, but no one really knows how much money they're making back for lead generation. The people that are doing it, for the most part, are doing it all manually. It's tons of constant manual work to be able to be mapping data and looking at UTMs and G-clicks and stuff. But by using enhanced conversions and then using the process that I just went over for calls, you can attribute a true return on ad spend to your lead generation efforts. So if this is something that you would like set up for your business, if you are a service-based business and you're currently generating over $2 or $3 million a year in revenue, and you would like to see if this could be set up for you, click there's a link in the description of this video. You can book a call with us. And this is what we do at Encipher. We run Google Ads to generate you more leads, but not only that, we go beyond, and we actually are able to attribute it back to see how much money you're actually making from your Google Ads. Okay, so there's a link in the description. If you want to book a call and chat with us, feel free to click that and schedule a call. But I definitely would recommend, if you're not doing this process currently, to definitely go ahead and get it set up enhanced conversions. Make sure that your lead form submissions are using enhanced conversions so that Google has that hashed data, and make sure that you are properly logging calls on your end when a call comes in. You want the call start time and the caller's phone number so that when you send it back to Google, Google can map that data accordingly. Cheers.